Welcome to your active recovery flow. Thanks for joining me. Let's get yourself set up on your mat. Let's start laying down. Have any supportive props around you. Hopefully you're wearing comfy clothes. Lay all the way down. You can rest the hands somewhere along the body if that feels supportive. Otherwise, just up to the side is fine. Let's start anchoring in to the breath. Notice your inhale. Notice your exhale. Feeling all the way up to the top. Long exhale out. Scanning your body. Acknowledging where you might be feeling tension. If there's any specific areas within the body that require recovery. And if it feels like more of an overall sensation, that's okay. But if perhaps you can get more detailed with the body's needs, observing the breath. One more inhale, filling up. Letting go. Noticing our intention is to keep it relaxed. So don't feel the need to overdo it. Wiggle fingers, toes. Bend the knees and let them sway side to side. Really focusing on keeping our breath present with us through it all of practice to help keep the body in a relaxed state, which is more ideal for recovering and healing. Bring the legs to neutral. Let's guide the right knee in towards our chest. Extend your left leg out long and think about hugging the knee towards your shoulder. Hugging your knee towards your shoulder. Tuck your chin slightly, keep the back of your neck long. Maybe you rock your knee side to side if that feels good. Maybe you even circle the knee a few times. And then take your hand to the front of your thigh. You're just going to straighten your leg up towards the ceiling. The hand's just there to brace the leg. Working to straighten the leg up just enough till you feel a nice stretch. Don't overdo it. Point flex, roll out your ankle. If you feel more supported planting left leg down, you can do that too. Full inhales, full exhales. See if you can guide your toes a little closer overhead. Knee to nose. Good, let's find our twist. So this is where right away a prop might come in handy. You might use a block. You can cross your right knee over the body to find your block. I usually shimmy right around to the side of my hip. I rest my knee on the block. My foot finds the earth. If you have two blocks, you might choose to use the second block for the foot, so the whole leg is elevated entirely. Hands and rest somewhere on the body or out to the side. Big breath through the right side here. Noticing what comes up in these pauses. What sensations come up throughout the body. And guiding the knee back to neutral. Switching, left knee in towards your chest. Opposite leg out long, otherwise the foot can stay planted. Maybe a bit of movement comes in here. Relax the shoulders. Embrace the hand along the front of the leg, kick it high, straightening enough to feel a stretch. Guiding the toes closer overhead if it's there, maybe ankle, toes move. Amazing. Left knee back in. Right leg extends out, crossing the knee over, find your twist. Maybe it blocks. Find you on the other side to support this side. Feel the breath through the left side. Feel it almost like wringing out sensation, like when you wring out a rag, similar to your spine here. Back to neutral. Let's roll ourselves all the way up. All right, soles of feet together, knees wide, cobbler's pose. Find your tall spine to start. Breath in for length. Exhale to hinge forward. You can rest elbows along the legs or out in front of you. Sometimes it's nice to even use your props to rest the elbows on or the forehead, depending on what the space is like within the body. You don't want to feel crunchy, and if you do, you're breathing into that space and eventually you feel relief. But otherwise, I want you to feel mostly as relaxed as possible here. We're trying to shift the body into a parasympathetic nervous system so that you're getting the most relief out of this time, knowing that we want to maximize our time. So even if you're kind of like on your phone during this practice, try and leave it to the side so that the mind is also getting a break. Maybe music will help you, especially because this practice is slower and there's more pauses between our movements. So if music's going to help you focus, utilize that as a tool. A couple more breaths. And roll it up. Close your knees like a book. Let's do pigeon pose. We have two variations for pigeon. So you can do the traditional, or you can do, it's not even modified really, it's gonna give you a good stretch, but I guess it really depends on how sore the hips are. So I'll give you both and you can choose for yourself. First one is traditional, so right leg forward, left leg swings back. You're gonna use your arms to help you sit up and square the hips. Back toes soften, flexing your right foot. And then eventually, moving down to the elbows. Maybe you bring a prop in front of you to support head, neck, chest, shoulders, what have you. Letting the hips anchor down to get heavy. Your next option is traditional, but it's like not really your thing today. You're just gonna let your right hip drop down to the mat. You're gonna bend your back knee slightly so you have more of an S shape with your legs. And then same thing with the chest, you're gonna fold forward over your prop or just all the way down into the mat. Big breaths. Trying to focus on 5 or 6 rotations here. Feeling one more round. Long exhale out. Press yourself up. Swing the legs around in front of you, and we'll switch. Landing in whichever variation suits the left side. Take your time easing into it. No need to rush. Eventually bowing forward over the leg. Think about sending breath into the space in the body that has the tension. And also, can you eliminate unnecessary tension? So maybe it's the shoulders, maybe you're locking at your jaw, maybe the eyebrows are burrowing together. Can you soften those spaces that don't need to be so tense? Perhaps it's like one big deep breath that helps relax that area. One more breath. Swing your legs around in front of you. Let them gently windshield wash side to side. Good. Right, flipping around to hands and knees, and we're going to move right into our lunge. Actually, let's do camel pose first, because that might feel really nice. So camel pose, you're on your knees. Think about as if your legs are pressed up against a wall, because I want you to make sure that the hips stay over top of your knee points. You can flex your feet behind you if you wish. You can also take blocks behind you. Option one, hands in your imaginary jean pockets. Shoulders roll up, down, and back. Press your chest up. You can stay here. If you feel like you have the space, you can lean back deeper. Keep pressing hip points forward, squeezing the glutes. And then maybe hands come to your blocks, or if your feet are flipped towards your heels. I love to use the blocks. Press your chest up. Feel the breath flowing through the body. Feeling the breath flow through the body. And then you'll just tuck your chin, pull yourself back up. Come to seated, feel that shift. Amazing. All right, let's take a child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, send hips back to heels. Here I definitely would utilize a bolster if you have it. If not, you can just use a block for your forehead. If you don't have anything, that's fine. Even a pillow will do. You're gonna rest the front body over top. Rest your head to the side or your forehead down. Arms stretch out in front of you. You have a prop allowing it to take the full support and weight of the body. And if at any point throughout practice or any practice, the body is desiring some movement, some shifting, some swaying. Allow that to be there. Sometimes that's the body's way of kind of easing up the tension or getting stress out. So don't force stillness if you really feel like you want to move a little bit. Feel the breath through the back of the body. Think about the back of the heart, back of the chest, diaphragm, rib cage. And roll yourself up. We're going to come back down onto the back, but first we're going to find supported bridge pose. You're going to need something, block, bolster, pillow, a rolled up blanket. I don't need like a book. Get creative. You're going to roll all the way down to your back. It will be worth it. Bend your knees, plant your feet down about hips distance. Walk your heels as close to your sit bones as they comfortably will land. You're going to lift your hips up. You're going to glide your prop of choice beneath your tailbone. So there's this triangular bone at the base of our spine called our sacrum, which is really where your prop is supporting. It's not low back. It's not the bum. Tailbone, sacrum. That space right in between. Once you find it, you should feel really supported. You can either A, stay right here, feet planted. This is great. B, stretch your legs out long in front of you. Great big front body stretch through those hips. C, probably the most popular. Float your legs up high to the sky. Hands can rest along the body or out to the side. Could even reach overhead. Whatever you want. We'll spend a few more moments here with the eyes side closed. Come back to the breath. If you feel like you have a monkey mind, I find that resting my hands along the body helps because I can feel the breath lift into the palms of my hands. When I exhale, the belly drops, the palms drop slightly. And that little bit of movement, as subtle as it is, can help me and help you to stay more anchored in the present moment, to stay more connected to the physical body. On the next breath or so, replanting the feet, lifting your hips, gliding your prop out. And acknowledging if there's any final moves the body might be needing, or you want to do a happy baby, knees to chest, whatever. And then we'll land with legs straight out in front of us. Allow the arms to rest wherever is comfortable. And sealing our practice with 3 rounds of breath. If you have the time and space, maybe give yourself permission to rest here longer. Generally, Shavasana is between like 5 or 7 minutes. It's kind of that juicy spot, especially in a recovery flow, to really integrate all of the practice that we did and the movements that we did. But if you only have a few moments, that's okay too. Thanks so much for moving with me. Namaste.